Okay, it didn't do it for some reason the first time. I guess it is now though. I don't get it. Oh man. Okay.
Trial and error. That's all.
Right, right, right. But I knew something. I said something is not right. Okay. And it looks like Instagram is coming up now.
Okay, good.
Yep, I see it now.
Okay, good, good, good. Excuse us, everybody. It's just to get the backstory. I'm on a new platform, and
There
for
we
some
are.
reason it was not streaming, but we thought we were live, and we were not live. So we're gonna do take two.
Take
Take two.
two.
Oh man. Uh, Hi, Myra. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Myra.
All right. I hope everyone else comes back because I thought we were live and we weren't. Okay. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, but I do see us now on YouTube, and let me try Instagram. Let me see. Mm,
There you can go.
Okay.
okay, now it is showing on
Kind of.
Instagram as well. Okay, so that way I can keep track of
Yep.
any comments that we have on that end too, because I know it didn't used to show up in the regular feed, so we have to look there as well. Okay, so um, again, today is the early bird special for a Taste of Books Con ends today. So make sure, readers, if you have not registered yet, to make sure to go over to a tasteofbooks.com. And so you can take advantage of the special rate. Rates do go up tomorrow. And we have a great lineup in store, as well as a lot of fun activities and panels and things. So uh, just a heads up on that. And since you missed my intro that I did in the beginning, tonight we are talking with Synithia Williams about two of her books. The first one is The Southern Wedding,
Secret to a Southern Wedding.
Secret to a Southern Wedding, and then the second one is Waiting for Friday Night.
Mhm.
Can I
And
show the book
they're
cover?
both part of the Pine, huh?
Can I
What do
show
you
the
say?
book cover?
I got them. I don't. It's
Okay,
probably
I
okay.
have
backwards.
that
Yep.
one.
Oh,
Yep.
you're getting your copy. Okay, good. Your copy came.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to get me the hardcover because I love the
Yeah.
covers.
And you know what's funny with this book? It's like embossed. So you
Oh,
can,
is
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
yes.
I'm gonna have to get. Yes, I'm gonna have to
See
get
Yeah.
my
all my
print,
little tabs on here? Listen.
my
Yeah.
Okay,
print
I
go
love
ahead.
it.
copies, my print copies of those. So I'm excited. This is my first time. Our first time speaking.
Mhm.
Uh, face to face. Of course, we communicated online. But if you could tell us again how you got started. Did you actually go when you first started? When did you first start writing professionally?
So it was in 2010 that I decided I wanted to actually be published. And so that's when I made the conscious decision that I was going to quit playing around. I had like different manuscripts I was working on, and I said, no, I'm going to pick one, I'm going to finish it, and then I'm gonna figure out what I want to do next. And so that was 2010, and I just kind of researched different avenues for publishing. At that time, e-publishing was becoming a lot more prevalent and becoming a little easier. But
Hmm.
my kids were small, and I worked full time, and so I wasn't quite ready to go full fledged indie. I also wasn't ready to go full fledged traditional, and at that time, there were a lot of ebook first publishers available where you might not necessarily have to have an agent. You could submit to them directly. And I said, that's the route I want to go, kind of like that middle ground to start off
Right.
with. And so in 2012, my first novel was published called You Can't Plan Love with Crimson Romance. And I wrote 7 books with Crimson Romance before they were purchased later by Simon and Schuster. But by then, I was writing for Harlequin's Kamani line. I had self-published 3 books on my own as well. And then after I wrote the books for Kamani, I wrote 2 books for Kensington Defina's line under pseudonym Nita Brooks. I wrote 2 women's fiction over there. And then Harlequin's HQN line, which is now, um, Lord, I'm Canary Street Press. I knew I was gonna have a brain, whatever. So for the last several years, since probably about 2018, I've been writing pretty much exclusively with Harlequin for their HQN and their special edition line. So
Okay.
I've just kind of done a little bit of both uh, in over my 12 years since I've been published career, and I've got I think it's about 30 books now that I've
Oh, really?
written in
Okay.
that time frame. Yep. Books and
Congratulations.
novellas. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Looks like we have Shavana in the audience.
Hello. Good
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for
evening.
joining us. All right. And okay, I was letting people know that we're on because I know we had a little glitch earlier. So I wanted so I wanted to make sure to let them know we're back. We're on now. So
We are
uh,
in business now.
yes, we are in business. All
Mhm.
right. I always ask this: when you're in deep writing mode, what does a typical day look like for you?
So if I'm in deep writing mode or under deadlines or whatnot, usually a writing day for me because I still work full time. It just kind of depends on how bad the deadline is. There's sometimes I've woken up at 5 in the morning to just write before work, but that doesn't work
Mhm.
really great for me. I got to like be real deep in deadline hell to get up and write before work. But usually, it'll be on my lunch break. I'll spend my lunch break from my day job sketching out the scene that I'm gonna work on so that when I get home at night and write, I can go straight to just writing the scene. So I'm not
Okay.
sitting down at night trying to be like, so what do I want to happen next? I don't know, because then I waste 30 minutes trying to figure out what I want to have happen next.
Mhm.
And so I'm very much a planner. I plan out my books. I have a whole
Okay.
synopsis that I put together. I put together a plot board to kind of see what each chapter may look like. I've tried to just fly by the seat of my pants, and usually I get stuck. I
Okay.
have to plot out the ending of the book because I need
Mhm.
to know where I'm going. And even if I do plot it out, I still will. The characters will do what they want to do. Like I'll
Mhm.
have one ending or a scene in the middle I thought I wanted to have happen, and then it's like, nah, that doesn't make sense. And the character's like, we're gonna do this anyway. So even though I
Mhm.
got to know where I'm going, I still may take twists and turns with the storyline. And so I usually, and I set, because I work full time and I
Mhm.
have a family, I set a goal to write 1,000 words a day. So if I
Mhm.
know I'm writing 1,000 words a day, and I may hit 750 one night and I may hit 2,000 a different night, depending on the flow and how I'm feeling. But on average, 1,000 words a day, then I know I could have a 60 to 80,000 word book, in 2 to 3, 4 months kind of thing. Because
Okay.
I've plotted it out, I know where I'm going, and let
Mhm.
me average to do this per night, and then I can kind of get at least that first draft done. So that's kind of what my typical day looks like, and then all the extra stuff that you're supposed to do, newsletters or scheduling social media posts, things like that. I'll usually do that on the weekend. I'll save
Mhm.
that for Saturdays, and try to get that hashed out for the week. And if I don't get to it, I don't get to it. If I don't post on Instagram, I don't post on Instagram that week. It's just trying to get it
Right.
the
You can
best
only
way I
do what
can.
you can do. Right.
Right, right. Yeah, but that's usually what it looks like. And I sit, my desk is right behind my laptop here, and I just sit at
Mhm.
my desk. I
Mhm.
gotta have background music, so I'll do like instrumental music or YouTube sounds of the ocean or coffee shop sounds or something, just play it in the
Okay.
background
Mhm.
and set a timer because that triggers me like it's writing time. So like 20 minutes, that's it. And I'll set the timer and I'll throw my phone across the room or toss it where I can't reach it to be distracted. And usually by the time that 20 minutes is up, I'm in the flow and I can
Mhm.
just keep on writing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's why I like asking the question because everybody's journey is so different and the way that you work is different.
Mhm.
Because most so far, Katina, don't you, when you say that most say that do, they don't plot a lot, they or outline, they just
Just
go by the seat of their pants.
yeah, just ride by it.
So it was
Yeah.
good to, yeah, I like to see, to hear the different variations and stuff of what people do.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I
now is
tried.
yours, you said you tried it and it
I
did.
tried, and I
But
do
that's
okay
what
for a
we're
little
taught in
bit.
school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, we're taught
another
that way in school to
and another
outline and all
piece
of
to
that. Yeah.
and another piece to that was that we also to ask the question, if you read while you write. That's
I
Oh,
how
can you still
do.
enjoy reading?
I
yeah.
can, but I try because I write contemporary romance. I don't
Mm-hmm.
read a lot of contemporary while I'm writing.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
it'll influence your writing. You think?
well, I'll get in my head. I may start either analyzing the book to,
Oh.
if I don't like the book, then I start analyzing what I would have done different. If I really, really like the book, then I'm like, oh my gosh, how did they do that? And
Hmm.
then so I save for when I'm on break or not doing something else. And so most
Hmm.
of the time I'm reading, maybe like historicals or paranormal or listening to
Hmm.
memoir or something like
Those are two of my favorites.
Yeah.
yep, yep. Or watching a lot of television just so that I can
Hmm.
still get, my messiness from TV and see drama and romance from like a Korean drama or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back to writing, go back to reading when I am not like deep writing
Right.
something else. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love that. And what's your favorite romance, either movie or book?
Oh, favorite romance movie is probably Fools Rush In. I
I'm
just
trying to remember
really
who is that. Who's in that?
that was oh gosh,
Is
you
that
asked
Salma Hayek?
Selma.
Yeah, Salma Hayek and Matthew
Okay,
Perry.
yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
I still will go back and rewatch that. Because some other stuff that I liked in my 20s, I'm like, that was not a good relationship.
Say that was not romance. That's
I was
what.
like, that's romantic drama,
Right,
which
right,
I
right.
enjoy writing, but yeah,
Right.
he needed to grovel a little bit
Yeah.
more
I
for
love it.
that.
I love it.
And,
I
and
love
it's hard to pick a favorite like romance novel because there's so many
it.
I like. But I will say
Mhm.
I recently, and I know I'm late to the game, read Only for the Week. Um, and gosh, I'm gonna mess up her name. I'll look it up. But I was listening to the audiobook for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I came home telling my husband, I was like, I think I got a new book boyfriend. I'm just falling in love with him over and over again.
I'm
He
gonna
was
have to check
like,
it out now just so I can
good
see
I
for
who's
you.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You
yeah,
say only for the week. Okay, I wrote
That's
it
my
down.
mhm.
fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Is it
it's
week WEAK or is it
week like Sunday through
oh
Monday through
okay.
Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shabana is giving us
How she said Natasha Bishop? Is that who
Yes.
it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you, Shabana. We know we got some avid readers and we are too, but I
Yes.
haven't read that
Yeah,
one.
Love Rome. That's his name. Yes. Oh my gosh. I was just, minding my business, listening to it, driving back and forth to work, and then it just like kept like, oh man, I really like him. Oh, he's getting even better. And it was just to me, it's just like so subtle how great he was. And so then I
Mm-hmm.
come home and tell my husband that he's like, I'm happy for you. But I'm like, I'm so
I get
excited.
excited too. You know what? I'm about to check it out. You and Shavana are giving it thumbs up. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
check it out.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, so what advice would you give to someone just starting out?
Do what I did and finish a book. Because I was
Mm-hmm.
writing, I had like three different stories. I had
Hmm.
this story I was dabbling in, and this one I was dabbling in, and I'm going back and forth on all these different things, and then I finally had to just
Mm.
pick one story, because I can't
Mm-hmm.
do anything without a story. And my kids are like knocking on the door. I'm like, was trying to figure out what's up. So I'm gonna text them.
It's always hey, we just go with the flow. That's what happens when you live.
I know. Yeah. So, but I know.
So uh
But yeah, so that's my main thing because you can't do anything unless you have the story finished. And this is advice for myself right now because I've taken the summer off. I've written 30 books in 12 years, and I finally took a break. Like
oh good, okay.
I took a break, and so I have a new idea. I've written the synopsis, and so now it's like, remember that advice you give everybody? It doesn't matter what you're gonna do with the story when it's done.
Right.
You got to first write the story. So
Gotta read it.
finish the book. Whether you want to
Right.
self-publish it, traditionally publish it, or just throw it under your bed and pull it out on your birthday, you can't do anything until it's done. So
Mhm.
I
that's
love
my
that.
biggest, because that's sometimes the hardest part is actually writing
And
30,
finishing it,
40,
yeah.
50,
Yes.
60, 80,000 words. That's a
Mhm.
lot of time and commitment.
Mhm.
So if you
Mhm.
want to be published, you got to first do the work, and then you
Yeah.
figure out what you're going to do with that book once
The
it's
rest
done.
of it. And that could be daunting too. Just that the numbers that you throwing out, 80,000 words.
I
I'm like,
know, yeah. So that's why I have to break mine down in chunks. It's like that's why it's 1,000 words a day, and 30. That's 30,000 words in a month. And even if I don't, like I said, 750 today, 2,000
Yeah.
tomorrow, 27,000 for the entire month, I still have committed to that much a
right.
day. And I don't beat
Mhm.
myself up if I don't hit it. So for me, I'm very like that's my brain. That's how it works. If I don't have structure, a deadline or something, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, yeah, whatever. So I need that kind of structure to make it work. And so finishing the book, you can figure out who you're gonna send it to, how you want it to look. Don't worry
Mhm.
about the cover later. Who gonna edit? It don't matter because it ain't nothing
Right.
gonna so
They just get it done.
just get it done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think you're the second author that said that the other one was a male author. I can't remember who it was, but
Mhm.
that's the key. You got to do that before you can go any further. So
Before you can do any, the rest of it does not matter until it is done. And that's to
right,
me sometimes the hardest part is actually finishing. A lot of people say, oh,
mhm,
I got a book idea. And oh, I want to write a story, or
right,
you should
right.
write my story. I'm like, I got enough in my head as it is. You write your story.
Right, right, right. Oh man. Shavana, can you hear me good? Because I noticed on last week that I was kind of faint. So let me know if you can hear me well. All right, so we're gonna get into the first book that we're gonna discuss, The Secret to a Southern Wedding. And the main characters in that book are Imani and Ciro. Is it Ciro?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And
Mhm.
okay, good. Thank you, Shavana. Um, and just for those who haven't read the book, a quick overview. Basically, can you give a quick overview of what the first book is about?
Yep. So, the secret to a Southern Wedding, book one in the Peachtree Cove series. Amani is a doctor who's working down in Florida. She just got named Doctor of the Year, but she feels like it's a diversity token they kind of threw to her for some stuff they had going on. And she is at lunch on her lunch break when her mom texts her that I'm getting married to, and then she finds out her mom is marrying a guy that she met online, and it's a real quick rush wedding.
All right.
And after her
Mhm.
parents' marriage ended horribly previously, and her mom said, I will never get married. And basically, the way her parents' marriage ended made her not believe in love. She goes home and said, "No, I'm about to stop this. I don't know who my
Mm-hmm.
mama met online, but she
Mhm.
ain't marrying this man." But when
Mhm.
she goes home to stop her mother's wedding, lo and behold, she falls for the groom's son. And so
Of
he's
course, and that's
he, of
where the
course,
romance comes.
yep. He wants the wedding to happen. She wants to stop the wedding. His family has their own tragedy and secrets that they're
Yeah.
keeping.
Yeah.
And so it all kind of comes to a head of whether or not the
Mhm.
wedding who will be successful in what happens
Right.
with this wedding. Yeah. So,
And
Mhm.
you know what I appreciated in the book too. You think it's gonna be one thing because when I first started reading it and when I read the synopsis
Mhm.
too, well, not the synopsis because you do give a little bit about what, but when I started reading it, you think it's gonna be one way, like maybe a little bit of a witty type, just
Mhm.
because of her going back to stop the wedding, and his son wanting them to get married. So already that's a way for them to clash, even though
Mhm.
they have an attraction. But
Mhm.
there are you did I love it was so layered, the story,
Yeah.
because it goes in another direction. You find out that it was some really horrible
Mhm.
things happen
Mhm.
to both
Yeah.
of them
Mhm.
Mhm.
in their
Mhm.
childhood, which shaped the way that they think now, as far as love, especially for Imani.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and so she's very afraid for her mother because of everything her mother had gone through in the
Mhm.
beginning. And it's not, I don't think it's giving anything away because you said in the synopsis basically
Yeah.
what happened to both of them
Right.
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
were kids. But it's so nuanced. Like I said, you think it's gonna be one way, and then we get all these layers in the story, which made it even more for me. Because I I have to tell you, not to, I say this a lot, but enemies to lovers is my least favorite trope.
Oh, I understand.
So usually takes me. I still can enjoy them, but it usually takes me longer to get into the
Take a
story.
minute.
Yeah.
But this one, because you had so many layers, I
Mhm.
actually was able to, connect
Mhm.
really early on. What about you, Katina?
Same, because I was, when I first started, I was like, "Oh no, it's gonna be that thing again." And I hate you thing. But it didn't evolve that way, and
Mhm.
it was surprise. It was a great surprise, and I
Yeah.
really, really enjoyed it.
I didn't. I've described it when it first came out that it's not quite enemies to lovers. It's almost more like adversaries to lovers because
Right,
Right,
right.
they didn't have a reason to be like, I hate you, right? Like,
Mhm.
you know,
It does.
other than the mustard on the shirt, right? Like that
right,
was
right,
like,
right.
like the kid squirt with mustard and you ratted me out to my mom kind of thing. But outside of that, I didn't want it
Right,
to be like we just are just constantly hating each other and
right.
fighting each other. So I
Mhm.
wanted to be more kind of like an adversary because they're working at odds against each other. You know, with one wants to wed and one doesn't.
Right.
But they're also going to be adult about this whole situation and try to understand where the other side is coming from.
Mhm.
And I thought they were perfect for each other because Cyril, he seemed more like laid back,
Hmm.
and he was
Mhm.
understanding, very understanding to what her feelings were as far as why she didn't want. At first, he didn't know exactly why,
Right.
right?
Right.
But he
Mhm.
Yeah.
still was patient with her.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Because he
Mhm.
had his own stuff. You know, he had been through stuff with losing his mom, the way he lost, and how that broke
Yeah.
apart his family.
Mhm.
And so they were coming back, starting over. So
Right,
on one hand, he can understand why you might be nervous about your mom being with my dad. We just want to start over. We just want to live our lives to be happy. And I would don't you want your mom to be happy? So kind of walk me through why,
Right.
this isn't why you're like kind of against the wedding. But that is how I want it to be, where he could be a safe space and show her that falling in love could be not as horrible as what she saw with
Mhm.
her
right.
father. Yep.
Yeah.
But I had put myself in both of their which it was hard to do, but I could understand her fear.
Mm,
Just even imagining going through something like that, and the person that you trust the most, your father,
mhm.
hit something that his actions, him, having the affair caused,
Yeah.
the tragedy, her mother
Mhm.
to get hurt.
Yep. Yep.
So I can understand the fear there, and I can understand her not wanting to trust a man, basically.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, and
And
even
then
when she was with him, she was like still doubting for a minute.
Mhm.
exactly. I did have to so when I first was writing it, it was the dad set it up. Like you knew what was gonna happen and kind of set it up. And my editor was like, that might be a lot.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, just that. I'm like, oh my goodness, they both done been through some horrible
I
Yeah,
know.
experiences.
She's like,
that
that
was
might be too much. So I said, okay, I will leave it where you could. Did the father
Ooh.
know this was going to happen, or did he not
right,
going to know, and just leave it up to
right.
readers'
Right, right.
interpretation, kind of thing? Yeah,
I like that approach.
Yeah, I do
yeah,
too.
Figure it out.
Because
yeah.
we got the sense that he was just
Right.
self-centered
Mm-hmm.
um narcissist in a way, not
Yep.
Mhm.
caring about, because even after it happened, he his reaction and his actions since then
Yep.
didn't put him in the best light.
Right.
Right, didn't want to take any responsibility for his actions because his
At
actions
all.
is what caused it.
Yep.
Right.
Um, and then when I with Cyril and Preston, I can't even imagine the guilt that
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Preston had. And then too, to go for somebody, you just know for like small things, if somebody accuses you of something that you know you didn't do, but something on
Right.
that scale
Mhm.
is
Yep.
could have to be horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. That whole thing of um because of guilt, you're not personally responsible for what
Right.
happened, but when her
Yeah.
family throws it on you that you're responsible, it's hard to let that go. It's part
Mhm.
of that survivor's. If I would have woken up, or if I would have
Right.
stayed with
Yeah.
her, or all these other, if I would have noticed this ahead of time, because
Mhm.
cops are gonna go with the evidence, and the evidence kind of shows this don't make sense. Like, you should kind
Yeah.
of be in this, but luckily it turned out that he wasn't and everything. But
Mhm.
that lingers, and with her, his mom's family and her sister, and that was her sister, and losing her sister that way, you
Right.
know, I wanted to kind of show that too, that, some of the anger that they felt, he accepted that because he felt that guilt for not being able
Together.
to do
Right, he felt
something.
it as well. And it's understandable. You, especially as the man of the house, and
Hmm.
you like, how could I sleep through that? While my
Yeah.
wife is being,
Yeah, that's wow.
attacked downstairs. But
Mhm.
when the aunt came to town,
Whew.
I'm like, oh my goodness, is she about to come and just blow everything out the
Just blow up
water?
the whole spot, and it
Yeah.
blew up a lot of other stuff. Like, you know, you see that the mom, she like met this guy online, but she's not just doing something without doing her own. Let me
Right.
look
Right.
and figure out
Yes.
Right.
what's going on with this
Right.
guy, kind of
Yes.
thing. So even for Amani had to accept, my mom. Yeah, she's my mom, but she's still smart. Like,
Right.
Yes.
I should have trusted that a little bit, that she would have at least done that, to figure that stuff out. So
Right, especially she was the one who actually took the brunt of the assault.
Right.
mhm.
And so it makes sense that she would do her due diligence
Mhm.
Right,
before
yeah,
she got into a situation again. So, and I was happy to see that too when she told Imani that, I already knew about it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, but it also brought out that maybe it made her take a step back because she admitted that maybe she was reacting to her ex contacting her.
Right.
yeah, yeah, and kind of rushing into it, and realizing, even though I know this, he isn't trusting me with it, right?
Right.
So are
Right.
we
Right.
really ready to get married if he's also not trusting me with
Mhm.
it? What's up with that, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right, right. And when Imani and Ciro did finally start seeing each other, even if it was just physical in the beginning, I was thinking though, I was like, okay, what's up with all the sneaking around? Because I was like, they're adults. I was like, I would have just, because I understood it in a way, but they weren't really blood related. So what difference?
Right.
Even if the mother and the father
No.
did end up together, who cares? Especially in this day and age where just about anything goes.
I know, right?
But I do get the small town,
Yes.
um, because the small town, is different.
Mhm.
Is different. Everybody
Yeah.
knows you. Everybody, knows your business. So I kind of understood it, but I was like, why don't you just tell your parents that you're seeing each other?
I know.
um,
You gotta think, Amani left with that mindset that she still had when she was really young, that the town is still the same, and I'm going to be exposed to the same kind of gossip I had before.
right,
So when she comes
Mhm.
back, she still had that young mentality that she left with, like that.
right,
She
right,
couldn't see the changes, and she couldn't see the changes in her mom. She couldn't see the changes in the town. So she's afraid to be honest and open with it. Where it's like,
Right.
and when it all comes out, obviously not as bad as you think it's going to be. So that's the realization she had to come to as well.
And
Katina,
also
I was about to ask you. Okay, yeah.
on the flip side, I also liked the scene, the part when everything blew up and they were like, we got, can we stay here? This is, when Cyril was concerned with his dad
Mhm.
and all this was out now and they were running away from it when they left New York and now they're here and it's
Mhm.
followed them. How do we move forward? And when I think, was it the sister? When she
Yeah, his
approached
aunt.
him and the I think it was the couple that owned the place, they were just like, hold on, back up, this is,
Yep.
and then they were like, and he's like, you knew? And they like, yeah, everybody knows.
Right.
And it
Right,
was
It's a small
like,
town. We
right,
all know.
right. And I love that they stuck up for them, and
yeah, they
it was
stuck
like
up
Yeah.
for
these
him.
are our
Mhm.
people, and you are not about to come in here.
Right. So I thought that was
And
awesome.
I
Yeah.
thought so too. I like that
I
too.
love that.
And I also was like when Preston first told Cyril not to say anything about what actually that he was accused in the beginning.
Mhm.
I
Hmm.
was like, I mean, I got it, but at a certain point, I'm like, you all need to be honest because this is not, if she finds
Yeah.
out from somebody else, that would be a deal breaker for me,
Yep.
especially since you didn't tell me in the beginning.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
And in this
So,
day and age, I mean, all of us are almost a Google search, you know?
right, right, right.
So
You
it's
right
like
about that.
something that big
Mhm.
is gonna be hard to hide anyway. So like you said, it just
Mhm.
kind of makes it worse. And I wanted to try to make it where you could, even if you disagree with it, you could understand Preston's fear,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
right? You can kind of see where he's coming from, being stubborn in that aspect, but you also like that. It just makes sense. Just this ain't gonna end well for you, sir. Right?
Right,
Mhm.
right, right.
Mhm.
But yeah, their backstories were so poignant. I was like, oh my goodness. It just added so much to the story. I thought.
Mhm.
Um, but okay, so now we're gonna move on. Did you have any other comments, Katina, about book one before we move to book two?
No, we can move on.
Oh, and I wondered before we move on, what was your favorite scene to write in book one?
Oh man, because I wrote it. It feels like it's such a long time ago. Because in publishing, traditional publishing, like I wrote the book and then it's almost a year later. Like, so the book that
Oh,
comes out in February, book three, which comes out in February, I finished it in December. So it's like a
okay,
long,
so it's been a while. Yeah.
but
Mhm. Mhm.
one of, I did like writing the scene where they first meet at the dairy bar, right?
That was cute. Yes.
And she's like coming into town and like, oh, ain't nobody told me it was new hotness. And then she squirts
Hmm.
with mustard and all of that. And I enjoyed writing the scenes with her and Hallie and Tracy. So I did enjoy like writing the girlfriend scenes, the
Right.
aspect.
Mhm.
That was before the series. I had just written a series about three brothers. I was just working on a series of brothers. So I wanted to write a series that kind of focused on female friendships.
Okay.
And so I did have fun writing those scenes too.
And those are some of my favorites as well. Sisterhood,
Mhm.
brotherhoods, and strong family
Yes.
bonds. And I know Katina too.
Yeah.
Um, okay, what's the name of the series with the brothers? Because I would love that too. I know to read.
And it's perfect. It's spooky season. That's my heart and soul series. It's about three brothers who have regular jobs, but they just happen to have a side job where they investigate ghosts.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yep, they just investigate ghosts. And so
I like
in book
that.
one, Summoning Up Love, she's a reporter who is her fiance breaks up with her. She loses her job. She goes to her grandma's house. And her grandma's like, "Hey, I hired these dudes to tell me why your granddad's haunting the house." And so so she's like, "You never had to scam my grandma." So it is kind of like an enemies to lovers. So just heads up
Okay.
on that
Oh.
because she's like, "Go, go quit trying to scam my grandmother," and it's like, "No, let
Right,
me
Mhm.
tell
right.
you what we do,"
Funny.
kind of thing. But yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, but it
that
sounds like
was
you got
awesome
a
to write.
nice spin in there, so it'll break it up for me.
Good
So
Yep,
story.
yep.
Mhm.
I'll definitely check it out. Okay, so now we get on to book two, Waiting for Friday Night, and like I told you, that's one of my favorite things to read about is sports romance and music and romance too. So those are two of my favorites. But
Mhm.
so in this one, we get Hallie's story, which is Amani's cousin.
Hmm.
and let me see.
It's her and Coach Q, Quentin.
Yeah, Hallie and Quentin. And Hallie is a single mother to her teenage daughter Shania.
Hmm.
And Quentin is an ex-pro football player, and now he's the coach at the school's at the school, and a math teacher as well. So I love that you made him also a academic,
Yep.
as well as the coach.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, so okay, so what was your favorite thing about the second book? It was so many for me.
Oh gosh, I had a lot of fun writing this one. So
Mhm.
the scene, the Cousins Day at the park where it all comes.
And I love that concept too of
Yeah.
the Cousins Day. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot where I saw it, and then me and my cousins were trying to plan one, and then COVID, and then we just still haven't. We keep bringing
Oh
up we're gonna
yeah.
have cousins field day, and still hadn't gotten together. So it's like I always do it in a book. But that was my favorite part. Is all of that coming ahead, and her cousin like, oh, I couldn't hold that in no more.
Yeah, her cousin couldn't hold water at
Yeah,
all. Uh,
You know what? Her boyfriend wasn't. He was just as bad.
yeah, it
right,
was.
right.
Yeah,
You're right, because he was always co-sign coming up to
Yes.
Quentin
yeah.
afterwards, asking him questions about what
He
he had been
messy.
told.
Uh-huh. Like,
Hey,
hey
Erica,
man,
thank
I
you
ain't
for
mean to
joining
eavesdrop.
us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Like, I ain't mean to eavesdrop, but I heard.
Right, right, right. And he did that several times throughout the
Yeah.
book too. Yes.
Whatever, dude.
Oh man. But
Good.
it was so many moments in waiting for Friday night. One thing that I noticed is Hallie, based on her past experience, assuming that Quentin was just like a dumb jock when she
Yep.
first met him, and that was stalled him from he was interested in her from the beginning when he met her, but he ended up overhearing her telling
Hmm.
someone, "I never, date a jock or athlete or whatever she said."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it made him stay away from her as far as anything romantic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
Um,
I did enjoy writing that too when Quentin was like, "Oh, look, you dating him, okay, cool, but just know when that's over."
right, 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 right. Oh
Yeah.
man, I love them.
Blah, 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 blah.
And actually with them, it didn't bother me as much because with the enemies to lovers thing, and like you said,
Mhm.
it's not totally. I think it's like Amani and Cyril too, not
Yeah.
totally enemies to
Yeah.
lovers.
Right.
Mhm.
Um, and I think because of the situation too, that I was able to get into the story faster than I
Yeah.
normally would with the enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Um, can you give a brief overview for those who haven't read Waiting for Friday Night?
Yeah, so Waiting for Friday Night was inspired by the way that Ancestry and 23andMe is just, it's revealing all kinds of secrets across the world. And so um, Hallie decided when she was in her early 20s that, she had lost both her parents. She wanted her own family. So she got artificially inseminated private donor. Now
Hmm.
her daughter is playing high school football. And her daughter has been wanting to know who her father is. And so she takes, unknowns to her mother, she takes an online DNA test and finds out that her high school football coach is her father. And
Right.
he donated when he was in college because he
Mhm.
needed money because he comes from humble backgrounds. And so now you have almost like the secret baby, but a little twist on it, kind of
Right. Right.
on the
Mhm.
secret baby because neither one of them knew. It's like, how do you explain? How do you not know that's your kid's father? Well, there's the whole story behind it, So kind of that, and then they have to figure out how to make this new
How
normal
to
work,
navigate their new
how to navigate
circumstances.
it. Yeah, it's the
And
your life
Hallie
is
is so
never for
controlling;
real,
she don't want to give up
right?
the reins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But you know what I thought it was interesting too. What made you make Shania a female, a girl on the football team, the high school football
Mhm.
team, or the school
Because
football team?
I see it. So my boys are now in high school, And so there's a young lady, she played on their football team. She transferred to another school, but
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
see, and when they were in middle school, and
Mm.
like just growing up, these kids, they all kind of before, I know some Pop Warner and stuff is still separate, but when you see them in rec league, it's like girls and boys on the same team. And then in middle school, you're seeing a little bit more girls in it. It's still not a bunch, but you're seeing the girls playing.
Mm-hmm.
Same with wrestling. My boys wrestle, and there were several girls who were on their wrestling team and wrestling on the other side, and they may wrestle guys if they're in the same weight class. I saw girls, pinning guys in the same weight class in wrestling, and so because I've seen it, it's not far fetched to me because
Mhm.
these girls are out here and they're playing, and so what I decided to do also was kind of give a shout out, even though she probably won't go to NFL, the fact that she's looked at what women have done in football. So she's like, oh, there's a female coach at this college, and so I want to
Right.
watch their team, and so that she knows if I probably won't be an NFL star, but I can still be around football if I really enjoy it, kind of thing. So
Mm.
that's what I just wanted to do, and also make it so that not make her being a girl on the team. It was a big deal to the adults, but that it
Mhm.
wasn't as much of a big deal to the kids. Like the teenagers, like, oh yeah, we've been playing with Shania since middle school, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
only drama came up was when the news came out about the coach. So
Right.
among the
Right.
kids, there wasn't real drama about her playing, being a football player. It was more the adults being like, don't give her preferential treatment. Don't, and it's
Mhm.
like these kids, I see it, at least in my kids and where they're playing, they're just like, yeah, they're on the team and
Mm.
no
Now, the
big
only
deal.
thing I thought about when I first read it, now I can see when they're younger, but as they mature, it would be a safety issue. I would think for me, as far as like if my daughter wanted to play, that would be my only concern is because because I have my little cousin
Mhm.
who plays, and even with him, I'm like, oh my goodness, please don't let him get hurt
Mm.
or
Yes.
tackled where he gonna get hurt. So I can imagine if I had a daughter or something playing and stuff. So I really admire Hallie because with her being that's her only daughter and her usually being like trying to
Anti-sports.
control right
Mhm.
and trying to control things. She was very open minded as far as that. I thought.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wanted Holly to be the parent who's like, if my kid wants to do it, I'm gonna try to find a way to support it. Cause I got two boys, my sister has three boys. All I got is boys. So like, if
Mm.
I have a granddaughter, I'm gonna be ready to buy her tiaras and tutus. But if she rather
Right.
catch a ball, then I'm gonna get her the best basketball,
Protection you
whatever.
can,
Right,
right?
and so she can be good. So so that's kind of what I wanted to show in Holly is that yeah, I may not know the difference between a touchdown and a slam dunk, but if my daughter's into it and that's what she wants to focus on, then help
Mhm.
her be good at that and tell me what we can do to make her good at that and let me support her.
Erica, yes, this is one you would enjoy. I
Absolutely.
really enjoyed it, and same with the book that we just got finished discussing, book one in the series. They're very layered, so it's a it's even more than what you originally think it's going to be.
I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Thank you. Because I try with the plotting and how do I make it work and how do I tie this up. I've written books where I was like, I threw everything but the kitchen sink in that book. Make sure I
Yes, you
tied
can
it
take it
all up.
from me. It was
Yeah.
well done, well
Thank
Very
done.
you.
well.
Thank you.
Yes, because I when I saw it was in, I'm like, no, 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 they're gonna be.
Remember,
But
I texted you.
yes, and yeah, Katina had started book one before me, and she was like, "I have to warn you."
But that was in the very, very, very beginning.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, I
yes,
understand. Enemies
yes,
to lovers is not my favorite either, right? I love like brother's best friend, friend. I
yeah.
love that. Like that's one of my
Yeah.
jams. I love that kind of thing. But and so I look back and I'm like, but I write a lot of they start on different sides.
Right, and then when I noticed your third book that because I saw that it was going to be coming out, I said, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
another enemies to."
Yep,
But I kind of got that already from the friction
I'm all
between
in.
Tracy
yep, yep, yep,
and
yep.
Tracy and
All
Brian. I kind of got the friction in the first two books, especially the second book. But Shavana is saying she love
Oh
enemies.
yeah,
I know a lot of people
I
love
can't wait.
enemies to lovers, but me, I can't stand all that back and forth, and especially if it drags on and on and on and on. I'm like, okay, come on now. But
Yeah,
the back and forth and then denying their feelings and all of that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I what
But
I like, one of my books, Careless Whispers. That's probably like the true enemies to lovers that I wrote because they. But even with that, it's like I don't me what I would like in enemies to lovers and what I try to write in one is that they're not so horrible to each other that they hate each other so much that it makes
Right.
absolutely no sense why they got
oh,
together.
okay, good, yeah.
I
Because you
don't
do
want to
get
do
that.
that.
It drives me nuts. Like some, and it's usually the heroine that's just being like, I'm like
Petty.
for no reason. Just I'm like, come on now. Let me
Yeah,
see. Myra is saying that she's going to uh read these books. Yeah, Myra, you enjoy. I think
thank
you'll
you.
enjoy them.
Are you on
Um,
Instagram?
I am. I'm on
Do
Instagram
you
as Synithia W.
no? You see the comments on Instagram?
Oh no,
Oh, okay. Let me
I have to
see.
pull that up.
Oh, yes, we have a few. We have I'm a Detroit girl. Hi, thank you for joining us. Um, and then we have I can't. It's abbreviated on there. And then we have wine, chocolate, and books. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
But yes, it was so well crafted. It kept my attention all the way through, and I love the relationship between, like you said, Hallie and Imani and
Mhm.
Tracy, and even with the side
Oh, look at you.
characters, they were well developed as well. Because Tracy, even though it's not her book,
Right.
um, was well developed,
Mhm.
and I love the sisterhood with them as well. Now, I have a question for you because I told Katina, I said, okay,
She did.
Imani is supposed to be Hallie's or Holly's cousin. So, because it was a few times that she was referred to as friend, and I'm like,
Yep,
I
yep.
wasn't sure if that was intentional or if that was a typo or what.
No, it's her cousin, but also refers to her as a friend because the three of them are like best friends all
Right.
Okay,
together.
okay,
Because it's
Mhm.
like I have it's me, my sister, and my cousin, and we all, it's like my best friend, but also my cousin. So
Yeah.
we
okay, yeah,
slide in and out between calling each other friend and calling each other, even though we know we're cousins or whatever.
right, right,
But
right.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
I
I
got
just wanted to
friends who
make sure
aren't.
because I would say I'm gonna ask her if was that intentional because I was like at first I'm like okay wait a minute that's supposed to be her cousin
Yeah, they
but I kind of got that might be where you were going with it.
yeah.
Shavana is saying that sometimes it does get on her nerves when they go back and forth. Yes, yes. And I
Yeah.
read one, and I'm not gonna name it, but I read one time, and I think that's probably what totally turned me off from them for because it went on so long. It was almost like 70% into the book with
Oh
this just
no.
back and back and back like this, and it was like it had got on my nerves so bad.
Oh
So I
no.
think that may have done it for me with the enemies. Jennifer is saying she used to not like enemies to lover. Synithia made me love them with careless whispers. Okay, I'm gonna
Thank
have to
you,
read that
Love
too.
that.
Jennifer. Yes.
I'm gonna have to
Careless
read that
Whispers.
too.
It by the time that's the book three in that series, and that's complete. Oh, that's a messy family drama. But it's like I said before, you got even though they're against each other because they're enemies,
Right.
you got to unwrap those layers like we had with Amani and Cyril, and how you have
Right.
with Holly and Quentin. Once
Mhm.
they're forced to get to know the other person, so that
Mhm.
that attraction that they feel is not so hard to deny because it's like I made assumptions. It's not like you're my enemy because you literally tore down my grandmama house and ran over my dog kind of thing.
Right,
It's
right,
Right.
like
right.
we're working on opposite ends, and now that I'm getting to know you and understand it, oh, it
Yeah.
might be cool if we, get together and
Mhm.
hook up a little bit
Mhm.
kind of thing. So that's the approach
Okay,
that I
so
at least try to take.
I'll take you all's word for it, and I'll go ahead
Yeah,
and check it out. But and like I said, I'm looking forward to book 3 with Tracy's story.
yeah,
And because I can already tell that's
Mm.
there's some
yeah,
things going on that we don't know what's going on. Like, okay, where's this friction coming from
yeah.
between the two?
Mm.
Katina, what was some standout moments for you in the second book?
Standout moments. I'm going to first start with my funny, and my funny one was. Is this the same book? This was when No, you know what? It was in the first one. Let me see. In this one, I think it was. I like the moments, just the general moments between Hallie
And
and
Quentin.
Shania, when they were
Oh, and
just
Shania.
like
Okay.
movies and popcorn. It was
Yeah.
like
Right, right. They had a great relationship.
we had a great relationship, and I
Mhm.
love that about them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. And you know what? One of my funny what stand out for me was when Quentin and Holly are and Shania are trying to um, navigate their new, their new relationships
mm-hmm.
and get used to being a family, or at least, a father and the mother and the daughter. And then Quentin's family comes, and his parents have always wanted grandkids. So as soon as he tells his sister, don't tell him, because I want us to get settled first and to
Uh-huh.
this new
Hmm.
normal. And of course, his sister tells,
You know
and
them.
then his parents and the sister comes to town, and you can just imagine if they've always been on him about giving them a grandchild. They come and
Yeah.
Yeah.
they try to take over and go overboard. Now I did think, and you all tell me too in the chat. I don't know if you've read the book or not yet, but his parents decided to buy Shania, their granddaughter, a pair of $200 sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And Hallie had a is it Hallie or Hallie?
Holly.
Hallie, when
Yeah.
she had a fit basically. Now we do find out that she wanted to get them for Christmas. So that
Yeah.
made sense. But at first I'm like, she is overreacting about some
Right.
$200 shoes, but then I got it when it was supposed to be a Christmas present.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It all goes to that her giving up that control that she didn't have, that she
Mhm.
used to have it. Like
Right.
she didn't have her parents, so she never really, even when she had to accept Quentin, she was like, oh wait, he would have there's a
Mhm.
possibility he would have parents. I
Mhm.
didn't think about grandparents on the other
Right,
side, kind
right,
of thing. And that I'm on my principal salary and I'm saving up to get her Christmas stuff, and these shoes she wanted is a Christmas gift. So yeah,
Mhm.
the it's not a it's not like a what's some expensive Birkin bag or whatever. It's not
right,
like
right,
some hugely expensive thing. But for her, it was the fact that this was going to be part of what I saved up to give
right,
her
right,
as a Christmas gift. But then I also had her to start thinking, it's like, how much does oh Quentin? I thought about him as a former professional football player.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
might, me saving up to give her shoes for Christmas might be like
mhm,
she can just get shoes on a Thursday, kind of
Mhm.
right,
thing. It doesn't
right,
have to be special. So even she has to come to terms with that kind of thing. Like, wait, hold up. Are you more successful than I thought? Because I'm just seeing a football coach and a math teacher,
right,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And not thinking
Mhm.
about the fact that you really could come in and spoil the crap out of my daughter
Mhm.
and kind of push me out. So all of that kind of went into her overreacting and having to get used to there's grandparents who want to spoil my child now.
right. And it is, I guess it would take some getting used to too, where you have to save up for her Christmas gifts, especially for higher price items.
Mhm.
And by him being an ex professional player, he has, he's coming with more, finances, access to
Hmm.
finance.
Yeah.
Um, Even though he agreed with her not to spoil, but he said, of course, he said, I would never let her struggle, or because he remembers his childhood
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
his family struggling. So he said he would never let her struggle when he was in a position to do
Mhm.
something about it. So what I liked about it too is that for the most part, they were very mature and they communicated well what
Mhm.
their fears and what their expectations were.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show with that. And even in book three, when that comes out, is the fact that it's a lot of complicated stuff going on. But as adults, communication is probably one of the hardest things to do in
Right.
relationships,
Mhm.
because it's
Mhm.
hard to tell somebody something that may hurt their feelings, but it needs to be said. And so I want to show that in my stories, that even as adults they can have these conversations, and if they don't like it, explain why they don't like it, and not just turn it into oh, we're breaking up because your parents bought these $200
Right,
shoes.
right,
Then
right.
I would probably throw my book across the
Right.
room, right?
But if you think about it, we get that sometimes with
We
romance.
do, yeah.
These crazy misunderstandings and stuff. But so I
Mm,
appreciate when the adults act like adults. I really
Yeah,
do. Even though they have their issues. I just like when they're upfront about it. Even if they're afraid of something, just say I'm afraid to get involved with you or whatever. I
yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah.
and that maturity also filtered over into like the relationship with his parents when they had the hard discussion
yeah,
about Chris.
yeah.
Right.
And it was like, oh, and dad was like, say it, talk to me type of thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
and that he didn't want to. He's like, I need a moment to process. I'm not ready to talk
Right.
about it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, we got to eventually talk about this.
We gotta talk
We
about this.
can't ignore what happened, and then
Hmm.
even more of those secrets kind of come out that make you
Right.
have to go back and
That we won't
reflect.
give because we don't give any
Right.
major
Yeah,
spoil.
yeah,
But you know what I like too. It's always difficult when you introduce any type of bullying in the story, and
Hmm.
just reading what happened to him when he was a child, like that. Man, it just and just to think that it's kids out here right now that's going through
hmm,
things like that every day. And then it's not like even when we were growing up now is you don't get a break from it when you leave to go home because social
right,
media is
correct.
Hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I really that had an impact on me too when I was reading that in the story.
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. With Quentin, I really wanted to show complete opposite of what she thought he was.
Right.
That he
Hmm.
wasn't just some pampered jock from high school all the way up. You've been polished and spitting you out in
Right.
the NFL to be a superstar. He struggled to get he struggled for his spot in high school. That was derailed. He struggled for his spot in college. Well, he fought for his spot in college, and then that
Right.
led him to fight to be Mr. Irrelevant, the last draft pick, right? And
Hmm.
nobody expected anything from you, but to still be able to succeed there, and so that's why he
Hmm.
wants to give back. And so I wanted to show that's why he's teaching high school. That's why he's giving back, and that's why
Right.
tolerate that if it comes to his own daughter.
Hmm.
And you definitely showcase that because she has so many made so many assumptions about him, and each time she was like, "Oh man, I really misjudged him."
Yeah,
Hmm.
Um, and it was on so many different different in so many different aspects too.
yeah,
And especially based on who she was comparing him to.
Right.
right. Yeah,
Because Gregory, whatever.
I know.
He was, oh, I couldn't stand him.
No.
I mean,
Uh,
he's not horrible, but he let
Okay.
his jealousy flag fly. And then that at the beginning he seems like, all right, I can work with him. But when he let that green flag fly, it was like, you know what?
right.
When
Yeah,
But
he
you
it
know
was
what?
that
I thought at first that you might be going, and I was like, please don't, because after the cousins' day, when
uh-huh.
the way he reacted,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then when he
yeah.
got in the car, I thought he was gonna be abusive in some way. So
Me
I'm glad you
too.
didn't
yeah,
go there. I'm glad you didn't go there.
Yes. Yes.
yeah. No, he's just a jealous type, and he sees it writing on the wall before she did. Look, you might
Hmm.
say that y'all just gonna be friends, but
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
been watching him watch you, and so kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
But yeah, it was so I really enjoyed both books. And can't wait to February so I can read the third one with
I
Tracy
mean, yeah, friend of
and her
benefits. Yeah,
situation.
yeah. And even with
Mhm.
them, so ahead of time, it's more she just he sees her at her worst a lot, and so because she's a little frustrated with him, and so but they work together. He supplies for her. That's that you see that in other books that they have a business relationship already,
Mhm.
kind of thing. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
And see that I'm thinking hers might be more get on my nerves because she was kind of getting on my nerves in book two because I'm like, why is she acting like that every time he come around? But I
I
know too
know.
I know a lot of that comes from too when you really do like somebody and you
Right.
don't know how to express it, it comes out in another way because sometimes men do that too.
yeah, and you see that a lot more in when the book comes out, it explains it. You know,
Mhm.
you can, and I try to. It's probably like in the first two chapters, you understand why she's always kind of been that way because again, he's seen the rough parts in her life. He's always been like the front row center. He's always there when stuff goes down. And so she's kind of like, really, again, you got to be here. Right?
I love that.
Now, will that also be considered like a friends to lovers because they started out? Well, no, they were really friends, though, were they?
Yeah, so that's why with the title "Frenemies," it's like they're friendly enemy. They've known
Right,
each other
yeah.
because he's
Right.
originally
Right.
from Peachtree Cove. He's the only hero in the series
That's
outside
been
of
there.
Novellas who's from there.
That's
So
true.
they knew each other in high school, and he left and came back, and you find out why he left and came back and everything. So yeah, so they've known, but yeah, you see how that. And they got this, like I said, they got a business relationship where they get along
Right.
because they work together through
Right.
his nursery and her bed and breakfast kind of thing. But
Yeah, you did a good job too of displaying the brotherhood between Cyril and the two men
yeah,
and Quentin and
Quentin and
Brian
Brian.
as well. Because I loved Brian's and Cyril's, but Brian's reaction when they found out about Chris. Brian was ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
And
Hey, we need to go back to that.
he had his brother's back for real.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I like writing series, whether it's family or friends or whatnot, to show that because I love romance. I've been reading since I was 13. And the reason why I love series is those side relationships,
Right.
because one of the things I think makes romance so great is not just the love story. Yes, that's the point, but it's all these other relationships. The relationships you have with family, friends, parents, brothers, sisters, all that affects how you show up in a romantic relationship in certain circumstances. So I like trying to show how all of that kind of comes to play. And people can talk you up or down in a relationship too, depending on who you surround yourself with. So
True.
yeah.
Katina, did you have any other questions or comments before we end and go into the second segment?
You actually touched on, I was about to mention the brotherhood part
Oh
of it.
yeah,
That I also
that's
love.
why I'm looking forward to reading her other series about brothers, because I love seeing that because I read a lot of it with the women, but I like it too when we get to see it with the men.
Yeah. 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 I like writing. I had fun writing the Heart and Soul series. I was watching a Discovery or something. It was a show called Ghost Brothers, and I was like, "Ooh, we need to have a romance based on it."
It's
Although
one of my
those guys
favorite
are
shows.
right. It was inspired watching Ghost Brothers. I said, "We should write. Who's gonna write this?" And then I said, "I'm gonna write it."
Right. Yes.
So that's where that came from. Watching
That's
Ghost
awesome.
Brothers one night. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm glad we were able
Thank you.
to get the date that you were able to, be on. And
Yeah, I was all
yes.
mixed up. I started a new job a month ago. I'm looking at one date,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
at first I'm like, oh
and then when I read it again the next day, I said, "Where did I get October from?"
no. Oh man, but it worked out, and it was a pleasure
Same.
finally meeting you face to face and reading your work. So I can't wait to read more
Thank
more
you.
of it.
Thank you for
All
having me
right.
on. Thank you for everybody who showed up and commented. I appreciate you checking me out tonight. And if you find me online, say hey. And most of the time I'm just on there doing foolishness, but I appreciate everybody who gives my books a try. I really do. Thank you. I couldn't do it if y'all weren't reading it. So thank you.
And what's your handle on social media?
I am at Synithia W on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and then Facebook, Synithia Williams author. So Synithia Williams author. You'll find me over there.
All right. So make sure you keep in touch and check her out. She has another book coming out in February, the third book in this series. If you haven't read the first two, I highly recommend them. I think you'll enjoy them. All right. So enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. All right. So we're going to get into. We had some technical issues earlier, so that's why we're running a little past the time. So now we're going to get into our highlights of the week.
Yeah.
This is something that I started for this season, where we give highlights, me and whoever my co-host is for that night, where we give our highlights of books that we want to highlight. And Erica, you're saying Synithia got me with Ghost Brothers for for me and a friend hooked on it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
I gotta check that one out.
I'm definitely going to have to check it out.
And I
Okay,
watched
so
my husband and I watched that show.
oh
Oh
really? I
yeah.
have never heard of it.
It's like it's on the sci-fi or something, and they're like ghost hunters, and they go into like real haunted
Oh, so it's
places.
like a reality type
Yeah,
show.
it's a reality show,
Oh,
but
that's probably why. I probably wouldn't. Okay, I thought you meant like a actual like a drama.
no, it's like and it's three young men. I think young, they're probably in their 30s. And they're doing, the paranormal things and reaching out to spirits and things like
No,
that. And
no, thank
they're funny at the same
you.
time. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool.
I'll take y'all word for it. All right, so we're going to get into our highlights. Okay, so my highlight for this week, and just FYI, the highlights don't necessarily mean I read it this week. I'm just highlighting books that stood
Correct.
out to me. So this one is uh, Nine Tailed by J.C. Lee, and let me pull up the image so you all can see. Okay, and that's the cover. Beautiful cover too. I think the cover drew me in even before I read the synopsis for the book. And I had been wanting to read something by J.C. Lee for a while. So when I saw this, I said this would be a good chance to read that. I actually read it before the book came out. I got an early advanced copy. But the synopsis is Sunny Cho, because this is a Korean, because she's Korean. Sunny Cho aspires to be the dullest, least interesting person in any given room, which can be challenging for a nine-tailed fox spirit. So she drifts from city to city, staying clear of any and all attachment, and keeps her fox buried deep inside her. She worries about losing control of her powers because she has a terrible memory of childhood when she lost control and what happened, the aftermath after that. And then the hero in the story is Ethan Lee, and he's a friend of her, a childhood friend, and she left him behind 8 years ago, and he's now working as a PI. And when he tracks her down and asks her to help find out who murdered his brother, who was also a friend of hers, childhood friend. So Sunny knows she can't refuse. Um, and then that starts their adventure as they battle an ancient evil and discover things about themselves and each other that changes their lives. So this is like Korean folklore, and it got a little, because one of my favorite genres is paranormal and fantasy. So you get a little bit of that in here because she's a fox.
Right.
They call it a fox spirit. So my thoughts on it is I really enjoyed the book because it was unique, and then I love also learning about other cultures, and so you get some of the culture of the Korean culture and Korean folklore in this book. So that was a plus for me as well. So if you haven't read anything by J.C. Lee, I really recommend this one, Nine Tailed. I can't remember. I think I gave it 4 stars, which is still really high for me. I rarely give 5, so if I give a 4, that means I really, really enjoyed it.
It reminds me of the scenario. Reminds me of like I think it was a cartoon, like a movie, but a cartoon movie, whatever you call them, where the daughter was like I think she was a bear or something, like you know what I mean? Like, and she was fighting to keep it under wraps in school and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was what was happening here, but it just kind of, when you said about the fox thing, it made me think about
Yeah, and she was keeping it under wraps, and she
right.
actually moved from place to place, and
Mhm.
it wasn't because it was only because she wanted to deny. She kept it suppressed because of what happened when she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Uh, Island is saying sounds like Naruto Magna character. What is that? Island,
Naruto manga. Is that like anime?
is that I don't know.
Sounds like something
What
my
is
daughter.
that? Is that a you said it's an anime?
I don't know
Anime.
that kind of that name Naruto manga kind of gives that type of feel, but
Yeah, but if you like fantasy and stuff like that, and just paranormal and like what's the word I'm looking for? Not spiritual. Um, where you're dealing with evil spirits and stuff like that.
like I know what you're trying to
Oh,
say.
like mystical.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mystical. You will love that. Oh yeah, she's saying yes. That's what it is.
I figured it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Interesting.
that's my highlight for
Hmm.
this week, and now we're going to.
So my highlight for the week is every once in a while you like to take a break from your norm and you
Mm-hmm.
just grab something, just to cleanse your palate, as you would
Right.
say.
Right.
So I was, and as I'm continuing to read books from the authors that will be coming to the Taste of Books
Mhm.
conference in
From the
April,
conference.
I decided I had a Joy Avery experience, and then I kind of did a eeny meeny miny mo, and I ended up on Caitlin Hunt.
Okay.
And
And for those who weren't in the audience last week, Katina is going through the authors that's going to be at our conference for April 2025, a Taste of Books Con. So last week was she read highlighted Joy Avery's book from her Honey Hill series, Accidental Sweethearts. And this week, what's the name of the book that you're highlighting?
this week, it's signed in ink, and by Caitlin Hunt, of course. And a little brief synopsis of it. It's because I gravitate between paranormal to historical romance to uh biker books to
Right.
just about everything. So this is
Hmm.
not too far fetched from what I would read about, but this the little synopsis is signed in ink weaves a captivating tale around Sapphire, a vibrant tattoo shop owner whose positivity and exceptional skills create a sanctuary for acceptance. Her shop, the Inkwell, isn't just a business, it's a family. When
Okay.
Sapphire becomes the star of a reality show, her personal and professional worlds collide, revealing hidden romances within her crew. Amidst the chaos, Sapphire's professionalism and genuine care shine, making her respected leader. And it's a lot more. But what I love about this book,
Hmm.
some people might not like this. I love that it was only 10 chapters, by the
Oh,
way.
really?
10
Okay.
chapters. I whizzed through this thing like nothing, but because I wanted to see what was going to happen, and it was
Right.
a real quick one. But I love the fact that it was like everybody's point of view. There was a chapter for Sapphire. There was a chapter for Vaughn, who was like kind of like her man, sort of, and everybody had a chapter where they had a point of view. Um,
Okay.
which I thought was nice. It's an ensemble, and I always like the family aspect, even if they're not blood family,
Right.
still the family feels. And even throughout everybody's issues, um, Sapphire was like the heart of everybody. And they maintained their composure. They acted right, if you want to say that. They did what they were supposed to do because they respected her so much
Mhm.
and her dreams for the shop. Even though their drama always seems to weave into the shop.
Right. And that sounds like because my husband watches what's the name of that? It's about a tattoo shop too. I think it comes on
Mhm.
VH1 or something like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And that's what it's reminding me of when you're talking about this.
Yeah, and it's always the drama that she never created, and it's like I think it was like one of the incidents where two the guy artists that worked in the same shop, but one of them was sleeping with his fiance, and somebody found the video, sent it to him. It turned into a mess, but it happened while they were taping the show. So
Okay, okay.
so a lot of things just seem to unfold while the cameras are rolling. Everything she has tried to set up, the peaceful, calm place that and it's a lot of things that happen, that twists, there are turns, there's secrets, there's infidelity, there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Now, when you said it was different points of view in each chapter, was that confusing or did it still flow?
Still
Okay.
flowed, because it was kind of like in this chapter is Sapphire. She talks about her shop, where she wanted it to go. She's getting this new, they're going to do a reality show in her shop. She's excited. And then there's this chapter with Vaughn, who's
Mm-hmm.
her, I don't know who he is, her man or whatever. You had to read to find out. But he is somebody that's important to her. And he has a chapter on what he's doing, how he's feeling, the things that she just talked about. He'll like piggyback on, and the
Oh,
story
okay.
will continue.
Okay.
Still giving a little background on him, and then the next character the same. So
Okay.
it was quite involved. I think it was probably like in the hood, if I'm real, because a lot of the things, because they after the tattoo shop closed, they were drinking and they were partying and
Oh, okay.
stuff like that. And the women would be coming in and flirting and getting tattoos in places that they probably, that was,
Right, right, right.
you know. So it was very entertaining. The side characters were amazing, and the ending was, I think, I just stare at my phone for like 5 minutes. Like I
Yeah, I
don't
remember you said something about the ending. It was something you weren't expecting or
I was
something.
not expecting it, but it was, and everybody says that in the comments when I'm reading them.
Okay, okay.
This book got like 4.5 stars.
Okay, so yeah, I
Right.
said I was going to. I put it when you told me about it. I put it on my TBR, so I'll make sure
Right.
to move it up.
It
Like
is.
Erica was saying about these books that we were talking about earlier with
Mm-hmm.
Synithia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Yeah.
yes, so these are our highlights for this week. And okay, I'm starting to cough.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. All right, so I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening and joining in and being engaged. And next week, I'll be on. Shavana is going to be my co-host, and we're going to be talking to um, Johnny Sherry, I believe. So that's next Monday at 7 p.m. So please make sure to tune in. Everyone, if you haven't already, please like, follow, and subscribe and share the broadcast. All right. This was fun. Thank you, everyone.